Think of the most outrageous thing that God has done in the Bible or God has done in the Quran. Just think of something that if someone said they were God, you would say to them, how could you be God? Because you can't create that. You can't do that. Think of the most powerful thing or outrageous thing that God has created in your life. Or, you might say, but you can't create a tree. How could you ever be God? Or you can impregnate a woman, but you can't create how your seed's gonna come. Like there's so many things that people say because you can't be God because you can't do that. But let me tell you something that I would say as me thinking I am. And if you look up the word I am, it is a reference of the name given to God. I am. Do your research and understand what I am even means. I am that I am. Whatever you say I am powerful. Do your research and understand what I am even means. But anyway, so when people say things like, how could you ever, because you can't, I cannot create a tree in the physical form. You're 100% right. But if you was aware of your true powers outside of being physical, you would realize why human beings are operating as God in the physical form. Take away the physical, and if human beings understand who we were beyond what is flesh, we would understand what we truly are. It's almost like I said last time. We had to forget who we was in order to play the character on earth. If every single human being realized who they were, there would be no point to do this experience. This experience is to see who is going to remember who they are. Are you going to remember that I am? Are you going to remember the reference of who you are? I am. Do your research. I'm not going to say too much about that. But this is like a test. This world is a test to see who's going to remember. But do you know what the deepest thing is? There is so many things in this life and in this world to throw you away from remembering. Money being one. You're more focused on, and obviously I get it, you want to live good in this life. But think of it like this. And I'm not saying be broke. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying be broke because Jesus was broke or be broke because God didn't make money. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is money is taking you away from your truth. Money is taking you away from the fact that everything you have is manifested through your energy. So I'm just trying to show you is that, in my opinion, what I'm teaching and what I'm showing is that you might say I'm not God because of my flesh and I'm living and, I could crash my car and die, or things could happen and I die. But when we think about God, because we are men and we are women, we automatically think from God has to be in physical form. But then think of it like this, we are in physical form. And that's the only way God can work is through physical form. God can't work through nothing. He needs a person to work through. Satan needs people to work through. So when you think about it, we are literally the form that God and the devil is forming through. Good can't happen no other way through me or through you. Like, good can't, like think of it. Good and bad cannot happen without me and you. This is where Satan and God comes from. This is where Satan and God comes from. It's the form that the energy of God is working through. All right, think of it like this now. Think deep this for a second, yeah? Like, really think about this. You see, when you say the devil is real, why do you say the devil is real? Is it because things are just moving in your house? Or is it because people are being evil? When you say God is real, is it because things are just moving in your house and pictures are smiling at you? Or is it that it's working through people? You got the answer already. You say that the world is evil, or you say that because you're seeing it in people. You would say, oh man, that person's an angel because you're seeing it in them. So I'm trying to show you everything Whether you say, oh, that's the devil or that's God, it's within us. So if I say to you, I am a God or I am God, you're thinking I'm God because I'm physical. No, I'm talking about what is functioning through me. So when you take away looking at things from a physical point of view, you start to see the real view. Do you see what I'm trying to say to you? And the real view is we've been conditioned that you can't be God, you can't be powerful, because if you are, you're the devil. But it's the same thing, because the devil works through people and so does God. So if I'm one, I also can be the other. So if you see someone being evil, they're just using God's power in the wrong way. Because remember, what does Satan do with the cross? Puts it upside down. So it's just the wrong way. If you pull it the other way, it's the right way. So they're showing you God and the devil is just the same thing. It's just pull it upside down, you're using it that way. Pull it upright, you're using it that way. But it's the same chain, the same cross. It's the same. Satan, Lucifer, they're the same. It's just upside down or upright. God and the devil, you're using your energy to hurt people. I'm using my energy to enlighten people. So when people say, oh, black magic's evil, it's evil if you're using it wrong. But then there's black and there's white. The same thing, but it's how you're using it, upright or... So the more you learn, the more you gather knowledge, the more you understand that a lot of things in our world was put there to confuse us, to make us think. But I'm saying to you now, how like, let's be real with you. Like, be real. Because there's so much more I want to say, but I want to say to you, be real with me, yeah? Be real with me. If you're a Christian, how has God shown himself to you? If you're a Muslim, how has God shown himself to you? The first proof, I'm going to say that again. If you're a Christian, how did God show himself to you? If you're a Muslim, how did God show himself to you? And let me say this to you. If you'll be true with me, do you know what you're going to say? If you're going to be very true with me, you're either going to say, God showed himself in a dream, which means it was through you, or God showed himself through a person that showed you what their belief of God is. So when you think about it, God is either coming from within you or within another person. And it's the same with the devil. It's either coming from within you or from within another person. So when you actually think what I'm saying, everything I'm saying is within us. Nothing is outside of you. So if someone says, I am God, or what it really is this. What energy are you choosing to operate from? Because it's all coming from me and you. But we are built from the same energy that we are operating from. And that's God consciousness. But remember, Satan chose to want to be like God. That's just a story, an analogy, an example. Satan chose to want to be like God and trying, like, okay, if you try and be like me, like, think of it like this, yeah, like, you see me on my live stream, you see me speaking knowledge, you see people listening, you see people being enlightened, you see people being inspired, you like the way people are looking at me with like admiration, people are looking at me with love, people are looking at me with, raw, this guy's intelligent, look how he's talking, look how the girls are looking at him, look how the girls are listening, look how he's making the girls think, look how the men them's like, but not bowing, but you know, they're really feeling his energy. Yeah, if you look at me and try and be like me, you're going to be envious because you can't be me. So eventually it's going to make a split apart where now you're Satan. Not that you're Satan, but that's what will happen. If you are a woman that is beautiful and you can sing, your voice is beautiful, and other women are like Maya, you sing, so you came to my mind. So like, You like, oh, Maya's voice is so beautiful. Oh, she's so amazing. Or, you know, the way she sings and the way she makes us feel, you know, our energy, our spirit. And she just sounds so amazing. Eventually, women, like if I kept on saying on this live, Maya, 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 your voice, Maya, Maya, the other woman's going to be like, why does he keep on saying Maya for? Why is he what about me? And this is what happens. When you try and be like somebody, it automatically becomes envy and jealous. And when envy and jealous arrives, it creates a divide. It creates a whole becomes half. So there's now two halves, Satan and God. Because together it's a whole. So Satan and God comes from envy and jealousy. Because you can't be someone else. So if Satan said, you know what, I love what God does, he inspires me, I'm going to use his inspiration to enlighten people just like he does. We wouldn't have God and the devil, we'll have angels. This is what happens. That is like the analogy of wanting to be like someone else. You're automatically going to become negative because you can't be me no matter how you try. You could, like, remember, my knowledge is coming from my soul and my heart. If you try and be me, you're going to have to watch everything I do. It's not coming from your soul and your heart now. It's coming from jealousy and envy. And that's what created literally the story of Satan and God. Satan loved God so much that he wanted to be like him. He wanted to feel the admiration that people give him, but you cannot be someone else. So you're going to create envy and jealous within inside yourself, which is going to create negative, and then it's going to create a half of a half, which should be whole. But now you've got God and now you've got the devil. And this is what we are living in right now. Everybody has a gift. Maya can sing. Lozzie, you do Reiki. People would admire you for your Reiki and how much you can heal people. People admire it's funny, people admire Maya for her voice. People admire Lozzie for her healing. On one path, people's, oh, Lozzie, man, the way you heal me, the way you make me feel is so amazing. On another hand, Maya, the way you inspire me with your words and you make my spirit feel so, like your voice is so, do you see how we can get the same admiration if we be ourselves? But Satan wanted to be God. And by wanting to be someone else, you can never be someone else. You're going to stir up emotions of not being enough inside yourself, of being insecure, of being unhappy, because you want to feel the screams of, Lozzie wants to feel the screams of how it feels to be Maya and have that voice. And Maya wants to feel the admiration of being able to heal people like Lozzie, but you can't. Satan didn't want to be himself because he was so admired by what God done that he wanted to be like him. And that's the story of what is happening inside each and every one of us that are not being ourselves. We're becoming envious and jealous. We want to be something we can never be. And that's the making of God and the devil. But remember, that is within you. Everything I said can happen right now. Think about that. And this is what I'm trying to say to you, is that we are everything. We are everything. But the thing is, what one are you choosing to be? And when I say I am God, I don't mean what you think I mean. You have to understand where I'm coming from and what I know, knowledge, wisdom, what I know. Because back in the day, yeah, if someone said to me, I am God, I would think like, what? I'd think some Illuminati, like, bro, you need to like, bruv, like, what are you talking? How can you be God? But when you do your knowledge and you understand that we've been conditioned so deeply that when someone says what they actually are, we think they can't be, because we've been indoctrinated with what they've given us. Do your knowledge, break it all down, and you understand, man, it's just deep. It's deep. Go and research I am, what I am means. I am. Research what I am means. Yeah? Go and research that. Yeah? Go out. Do you know what? Go and research what I am means. I'm gonna do something for your brain real quickly. I'm gonna play the shortest of clips, yeah, because I want your brain to hear something. Just quickly. And I'm doing it short because the shorter it is, the more your brain's gonna want it. But this is like I'm gonna jerk something in you. One sec. Listen to this quickly.
The scriptures openly declare that you are God operating in human form. 2,000 years of conventional religious interpretation have convinced billions otherwise. When Moses asked for the divine name, the answer was, I am. The same consciousness that you experience right now, not symbolically, literally. Jesus stated, before Abraham was, I am, and I and the Father are one, revealing that you and the creative power of the universe are identical. The very scriptures they read every Sunday scream the truth. The kingdom of heaven is within you.